affects 1 in 10 Australian women. It can't be seen or heard, and more times than not, it goes undetected, sometimes for decades. It can stop pregnancy and change your life. This is endometriosis, the silent and secretive disease that can have profound psychological and bodily effects on women of all ages.
Since my diagnosis, I've spoken to a few friends and a few women that have suffered from it as well. And it seems like everyone has a different story. Everyone's had a different experience.
Alongside 176 million women around the world, Gold Coast resident Tamara Fowle has been diagnosed with endometriosis. After 16 years of undiagnosed suffering, Ms. Fowle 3 weeks ago had her first keyhole surgery at a Brisbane clinic in desperate hopes of freeing herself from the pain and suffering that endo brings to the table.
Probably from the earliest age I can remember of having really severe painful periods. And when I say severe, I mean that, I had to call in sick at work or cancel my plans for the day. It was probably from the age of 18. I'm thankful that, yes, I was diagnosed with endometriosis. And that I actually had an answer to my heavy periods.
1 in 10 Australian women suffer from endometriosis, with the average length of time between the onsets of symptoms to treatment being 7 years. Medically speaking, endometriosis is a hormone and immune system disease associated with severe period pains where cells that are similar to the lining in the uterus grow outside the uterus, causing cysts and lesions in the ovaries. I accompanied Tamara to the waiting room of her GP, where she was due for another checkup. This time, Ms. Fowle took us back and explained the very worst of her endometriosis suffering. And a warning, the following may be confronting to some listeners.
That morning consisted of just in between the kitchen to get some water, to replenish myself, having a shower to cool off, back to the toilet, shower, kitchen, toilet, you know what I mean. I was basically crawling between the three because I was in so much pain. I would really hate to think, and I'm yet to find out, as I've said, that if this endometriosis has affected my fertility. I don't know what the future holds. My main concern is my fertility.
40-year-old Georgia Smith found out all too late that she was suffering from endometriosis. The mother of one was desperately trying to conceive again 3 years ago when she was told by a gynecologist that an accumulation of scar tissue impacting the fallopian tubes caused by endometriosis was to blame.
I'm thankful that I was able to become a mother, but unfortunately this disease didn't allow me to have any more children.
The greatest challenge that faces endometriosis and its sufferers is a lack of awareness. To prove this lack of awareness, I decided to hit the streets and ask the public what they thought on endometriosis. Just a quick question. Have you ever heard of endometriosis?
No, I've never heard of that before.
Nah, sorry man, I got no idea what that is. Yeah, sometimes you realise how easy men have it.
Sorry man, I have no idea. Awareness on the issue is very gender biased, as 23-year-old Pania Dawes explains that she knows all too well about endometriosis.
I know what endometriosis is. One of my friends had it at high school, so she had to go for continual day surgeries in the hope of removing various cysts that she developed. I also have a cousin that suffers from it, and she just tells me that it's intense period pain, and I just feel really sorry for them. I just don't think there's enough awareness out there for the situation.
What endometriosis needs is for people like Georgia and Tamara to talk up. The way that endo needs to be battled is head-on. Apart from a small number of non-profit charities, endometriosis hasn't been a talking point in women's health, even though it is one of the most common health issues facing women in the 21st century. Through raising awareness, endometriosis won't continue to be hushed under the table. This has been Hayden Furness for ABC Radio.